Hi guys, I'm going to try a new feature thing on my channel. It's going to be a what I've been playing in the last week or so, and yeah, let me know in the comments below if it's something you're interested in seeing me do. You want to know what kind of games I've been playing and stuff. So yeah, I'm maybe not doing it every week because there's some weeks I don't play very much, and other weeks I play more. Um, but I've been playing quite a bit in the last week or so, so I wanted to let you know what I've been up to. And we've been playing quite a lot of the Wii U. We've been playing a lot of Skylanders Trap Team. We've managed to get the last few traps that we needed. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, we managed to get the last. So we've got one of every type of trap now, even the light, the dark, the chaos, everything. So we've got those, and we've got quite a few of the Skylanders now. We've been getting a few here and there, and when we've got the last couple of crystals, we've got a few of the bigger trap team people, because we only had one. So we've got another three of those. So we've got Gusto, Tough Luck, and the forgotten what his name is, the lion guy. So we've got loads and loads of the smaller ones, but it's the big trap team ones that we're kind of short on. We've been playing a lot of Mario Party 10 as well, and yeah, Skylanders Trap Team, and something I got a while ago from my boy, because he watches a lot of YouTube videos of Godzilla, things to do with Godzilla. He loves all that. Godzilla and dinosaurs, anything like that, he loves. So he's been watching a lot of this game called Godzilla Unleashed, and I managed to find a copy of it the other week in the game store. So we've been playing quite a bit of that as well, and we've finally unlocked everything in there. So he's absolutely loving it now. He's got choice. He can just go from character to character, from monster to monster or whatever, and so he's happy. He can just do whatever. So he's absolutely happy with that. Um, so yeah, so that's that. That's what we've been playing on the Wii U. On the PS3, yeah, that's something I haven't played very much for quite a while. Um, with the update for the PlayStation Plus, I've been playing a little bit of the Dishonored game, because I missed out on that when it first came out. Didn't get a chance to play that because I was like quite busy with all the other games that were out at the time. Um, so I had to kind of like leave that, which I kind of regret, because it is quite a fun game. Um, it's just a shame that I'm kind of getting to it now, and I can't really give it 100% of my time, because I'm playing other games as well, and busy with other things. Especially these 2 weeks, I've been mostly playing family games because of the kids being off and that, but had a little bit of time to play other things. So what the other things I've been playing is DC as well, back on DC Universe Online, a bit more of a night, because one of my friends who I played the game a lot with has been back on there again. He's renewed his membership after about a year or so away from the game. So I've been helping him catch up, and he's finally up to the combat rating where I was, so that we could do all the newer stuff together. So we've been doing duos and alerts. We've got one of the raids done as well from the new DLC, which was um, the Hades one, I think it was. Um, that was like last week sometime we got that one done. But we mostly stick to like the duos and the alerts, and maybe the solos, like help each other out if we can in those. So yeah, been playing quite a bit of that, and enjoying that, and playing the new Legends character Shazam. He's pretty cool. I like a couple of his powers are really nice, like the Shazam and bounce back. So yeah, if you've seen my video that I did on that, I was really surprised, because I hadn't seen anything about Shazam at all. I hadn't watched any videos or anything. I only really found out a few weeks ago that he was the next Legends character, because I actually thought it was Flash. Um, So I only just found that out a few weeks ago that he was coming, so I kind of resisted watching any videos because I really wanted to try him out for myself and see what the powers were myself. So I finally got round to doing that, and my first play with him was actually that Legends guide that I did that I put up. So that's the video before this one. Um, what else? What else in DC have we been doing? That's about it really. Like just helping my friend catch up and doing bits with him, and the Legends thing, playing a few Legends maps as well after I did that guide with Shazam only as well. So I've been really enjoying that, trying to get used to his powers and everything and how he works, and it's a lot of fun so far. Also, just while we're talking about DC, make sure you check out the official forums because there's a post on there by Spittle um, about the way like the future of how the content's going to come out from now on. Instead of it all coming out every 3 months, it's going to be coming out in little chunks each month, like a couple of pieces each month, instead of all the pieces in one go. So it's something like 2 pieces every month or so. And there's a big post on there from him telling you how it's all going to work, what comes out with what. I think it's like solo and duo and an alert and a duo and a raid and alert or something like that in sections. So it's that kind of thing coming out. Uh, I think that's quite a way off at the moment. That's after the Halls of Power Part 2 DLC comes out. So it's at least a few months away before that starts, and then it will start from there with the smaller pieces. The marks are changing, so they're getting rid of all the symbols and the marks of fury, and it's all going to marks of victory now. So it's all one mark. You can't, if you're like a tier 6 player, you can't go getting marks from tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 stuff anymore. I think it's only going to be stuff within your own tier pretty much, and maybe a little bit of the below, like a part of the below tier, but I think that's only going to come into play once we get to tier 7. At the start of tier 7 you're going to get mostly all of that tier 7 that you can earn marks from, and maybe a bit of tier 6. But once we get towards the end, or at the end of the tier 7, then it'll be just all based on tier 7, so you won't be earning marks for the tiers below. So yeah, so that kind of, I guess, helps with the people complaining about higher combat rating players coming in and sort of soloing the whole alert or duo without them getting a chance to really do anything or enjoying the content themselves at their own pace. So that might help with some of the problems when it comes to that. So really there's not going to be a whole lot of reason to be going back and doing the lower tiered stuff, except from maybe to get base items, any rare style pieces, special one-off pieces kind of thing, like the Captain Cold Hood from the alert, from Strikers Island alert, things like that. It's still going to be worth doing that because you can still get those. It's just the marks that you can't get. But obviously that did help. A lot of reason people did those kind of alerts, even though they were a little bit lower anyway, is still to get marks of triumph for the other things, like completing the lower sets of vendor gear if they still needed that, or using it for their mainframe rent cost things. But that's all changing as well. I think that's like lasting 2 months now instead of 1. So yeah, I'll leave it there with that, but just maybe go check that out for yourself, because there's a massive thread about it. There's loads of pages. There's something like 30 something or 50 something pages on there now of comments, and there's a lot of devs replies on there as well, so definitely go check that out. So yeah, what else have we been playing on PS4? Oh yeah, obviously Borderlands as well. The same friend that I play DC with, we've been playing Borderlands 2 from the Handsome Collection. Obviously I still have my PS3, so I was able to cross-save my characters over to the PS4 version, but he sold his PS3 quite a long time ago now, so obviously couldn't cross over the save or anything, so he's had to start from the very beginning, which he was happy to do because he loves the game. And same with me as well. I like playing the games. It's a lot of fun. Probably one of my favourite games from PS3, and it probably is the best game so far on PS4, which is kind of weird, considering it's a PS3 game. Um, but it is really that good. It's a lot better than games like Destiny. Really couldn't get into that game. Um, just everything about it's better in my opinion. Like the loot, the story, the voice acting. It's just fun. It's fast paced. You know. Alright, you can't do like the big kind of raid type things and things like that. You can only have 4 player and stuff like that, but you can do 4 player split screen as well in your house. So if you wanted to do that, got big telly, 4 controllers, you can do that, or 4 player online. It's just a lot of fun. There's loads of content there, and there's lots of like little Easter egg things, and there's you know the characters are fun and funny, things they come out with and things they do. I just find it fun. I love it. Um, so yeah, I've been playing quite a lot of Borderlands 2 to help my friend level up. Um, Played a bit of the pre-sequel part because I didn't ever get a chance to play that. So it came out at the same sort of time as PS4 was coming out, and obviously went on to that and kept the PS3 for older stuff and for my daughter to play, because at the time she was playing DC with me as well, so we were both playing on her PS3 and me on PS4. So yeah, kind of went on to playing the PS4 and never got round to playing the pre-sequel. Um, I kind of was tempted a few times to get it, but I was kind of heard things about it that it wasn't all that great, and that it was by a different team of people, and it's nothing like Borderlands 1 and 2. So I kind of left it in the end. And I kind of was always secretly hoping that maybe when all these other games were getting remastered and brought out onto the PS4, that maybe they would do that with the pre-sequel, because obviously when they brought it out, a lot of people had already gone over to the newer consoles by then, so they were missing out on the pre-sequel game. Um, but obviously when they announced the Handsome Collection, I was like, what is it? What's going to be in that? Is it just Borderlands 1 and 2 or something? And don't get to do the pre-sequel parts and that. But obviously it was Borderlands 2 and the pre-sequel. Obviously I really liked Borderlands 1, otherwise I wouldn't have got into playing Borderlands 2 and so on. So I obviously really enjoyed it. Played a lot of Borderlands 1, a hell of a lot of Borderlands 1. A lot more Borderlands 1 than I have of Borderlands 2, let's put it that way. But only because I've had a lot of other games to play on PS3 that I didn't get round to playing a lot of the of Borderlands 2 on the PS3. But now it's come out on PS4. I'm really happy. You get both games, you get all the DLC and everything, so I can play that. So I've been playing a bit of the pre-sequel. Probably played the first hour, maybe 2 hours of the game. Um, the story's really, like, so far really good. It's kind of like comparable, I guess, like in terms of you know how it's kind of like laid out with like little jokey bits and the interesting characters and that, and especially as you get Jack there as well, and there's Claptrap, and there's a few of the villain type people who are kind of like on the good, they're like the good guys at the moment, or whatever. Um, so it's going to be interesting to see how the story unfolds and how they become what they become. So I'm really interested for that. So in terms of the story, I'm enjoying that and really want to finish it for the story. Um, the the loot so far is okay. Obviously, I haven't played enough to be able to see any legendary things and stuff like that, so I can't really comment too much on things like loot and stuff like that. Um, But when it comes to like the gameplay, like the levels and the little gimmicky things, I don't know. It's not the same as Borderlands 2, and you might say that that might be a good thing because being different is not always bad, but it's that I don't know the way when you jump you kind of float and it takes ages to come down and it just seems to slow everything. It just seems to feel like it slows things down. And then you have this secondary thing with like an oxygen type thing that you need to keep an eye on. So you're kind of looking for like little cracks in the floor to kind of, or I call them little cracks in the floor that looks like light coming out of them, and you've got to kind of go over to them, stand on them for a second or two, and then it fills back up. Or you can go to these little areas where you've got like a terminal type thing, and it puts a shield around you so that you can it so that you can get the oxygen level back up to the top. So it's kind of like them little things that some people might be enjoying. I don't really enjoy it because it seems to slow the game down instead of you concentrating on what you're doing, like fighting people and looking for the objectives and looting and things like that. You kind of always kind of trying to keep an eye on another bar, looking around to see if there's things for you to stand on, little cracks for you to stand on so it can refill. I don't know. Some people probably enjoy that sort of thing, but I kind of don't think really needed it in Borderlands. Um, and also kind of think that maybe this started out as a DLC idea, as like an add-on to Borderlands 2, to have it as like a pre-sequel anyway, but just have it on a smaller scale. But they obviously thought that, well, to me it feels like they thought that they could expand it by quite a lot and make it into its very own game. Um, it just feels like, so far anyway, the areas are not all that interesting, and there's not a lot going on. I've noticed a lot of areas where there's like emptiness, and there's no little buildings or little things to look at or anything like that. But I'm still very early into the game, so obviously I can't really comment, and I haven't really watched any videos or seen any screenshots about the game as it goes on. So I don't really know what the game is after what I've seen. So I mean, it could pick up from there. There could be some really interesting places and things like that. But so far the bits that I've seen are not all that great. If I had to choose, obviously I'd pick Borderlands 2 over it, and I'd probably pick Borderlands 1 over it anyway. But also the way the enemies are as well. They kind of, I don't know, like there's just something about the game. I just don't know what it is, but it's just something about it that kind of just. And maybe I'm always comparing it to Borderlands 2 in my head as I'm playing it, and thinking to myself, well, this should be happening here, or I should be seeing something like this, or there should be more of these, but there's not. And the way the enemies move around a little bit, I don't know, it's weird. They don't move around as well as they do in Borderlands 2, from what I've seen so far anyway. They kind of just, I've seen them come out of a doorway in one part, and one comes out, you shoot it, and then straight away another one comes out and just stands there and you shoot. Another one comes out, stands there and you shoot, and then like 3 or 4 of them later that you've killed, and they've just all stood there as they've come out and not tried to move away. Whereas in Borderlands 2, if you go to areas where they come, where enemies spawn from throughout, like a door would open and they'd come out. As soon as you start shooting them, they'd kind of start to run. Even if you kill them within a second or two, they would start to move, like look for cover, or kind of try and roll, or start firing back at you. But them 4 enemies or 5 enemies or whatever it was, they just literally stood there and nothing. They didn't fire. They just stood there, like they would turn to the side. They didn't even turn towards me. So they were just kind of like there. So I don't know. There's other things, but it's just there's something about it. So far, it's just not as exciting, and it might pick up later on. But Borderlands 1 and 2 were great from the start. They're like interesting areas from the start. Like like in Borderlands 2, when you start off in a snowy area and you go to Claptrap's place and you're looking around, and then there's like big enemies, and you're in like tight corridor type areas, and enemies jump down, like the big Yeti guy and everything, and it's just the way the enemies are, like all scattered around, instead of, I don't know, from what I've seen, they kind of group together, and then that's it. They don't space out, and there's not a lot of enemy types as well. I don't know what it is, but yeah. So I kind of started out when I first installed, got the disc and everything, and installed it and everything. I started out on the pre-sequel, played a couple of hours of that, and then noticed my friend wanted to help leveling up in Borderlands 2, so I went on to that. And whenever he's not been on, I've instead of going back to pre-sequel, I've just carried on playing Borderlands 2. And I don't know. I think I'm just gonna probably be one of them people who just enjoys that game more. So yeah, that's what I've been playing as well, Borderlands. Quite a lot of that. I also got into the Planet Side 2 beta. Been playing a little bit of that. Played a couple of hours. I've recorded some footage, so I might upload that. So let me know if you want to see any of that. I don't know. There's something about it. I think it might be just because it's a beta and there's not many people online, but it just seemed like there was a couple of times when I got into an area and there was a lot of people on my team and a lot of enemies to fight, and there'd be a big shootout, especially on one part of the map. We was up on it was almost like a big rock, and the enemies were on one side and we were on the other side, and they were kind of coming up and we was kind of coming up, and we was just shooting each other and back down, and there was like maybe 5 or 6 of them and there was about 7 or 8 of us. And that was the one time I think that I saw in the couple of hours that I played that there was a fight with, you know, that was quite a big fight. There was quite a lot of action going on. Other than that, is like you spawn somewhere and then you walk, and then it feels like you walk for a minute or two before you even get to an objective that you might want to try and capture, or whatever, or you know, see some buddies that are on your team, and then follow them, and then before you get to an enemy, and then sometimes someone will just come from behind you, shoot you, and then you've got to pretty much do the same thing again. You've got to go all the way back. Um, but I don't know. Maybe in the full game, when there's a lot more people online, and hopefully they'll make sure that there's a lot of people on a server, so that there's always action going on. Um, Maybe it won't be so bad, but I need to play it obviously a bit more. I've only played an hour or two, um, and it doesn't seem all that bad. I wouldn't say like it's the best graphics, but then I don't think it would be brilliant graphics anyway, because it's going to be a massive online game with hundreds, hopefully more than hundreds of people on like one map. So there's going to be a lot of bullets flying around, a lot of people running around, a lot of explosions, a lot of vehicles and stuff. So I don't think you can really have amazing graphics in a game that's got all that kind of stuff going on. It's kind of similar in graphics to DC, I'd say. So if you play DC Universe Online, the graphics are similar. So yeah, definitely if you're interested in the game, try and get into the beta, or definitely watch some footage, um, and maybe see for yourselves what it's like, instead of reading about it. It's one of them games you really need to see and feel the action. If you're kind of one of them Call of Duty type players that really likes fast action, I don't think this game's really going to be for you. I think it's more for people who have played Battlefield and really enjoyed the older Battlefield games with the bigger maps. That's kind of, I think, the kind of players, well, console players anyway, that are going to kind of like it. It's going to be those kind of players. Um, but I don't think the Call of Duty type people are going to enjoy it as much. But we'll see. Maybe as we play a bit more, you know, it might change. Maybe more sort of close quarters. You know, the spawn points might get a bit tighter together and stuff, and tighter to objectives, so that you don't have to be running what seems like right across the other side of the map just to get to them. And I know there's different spawning areas, and you know, you find one that's kind of close to an area that's down here, and there's one up here that you've captured, and their base is down here, and this is the next base that's closest to them. So I'm always spawning at the next closest base, but running from this little area here on the map, from here to here, feel like it's like a gap like that on a map. It feels like it takes a couple of minutes to run across, and you don't see anybody. You might hear like some gunshots going off or something like that occasionally, but normally it's just you running across this map for a couple of minutes, getting towards a base, and then you know, you might run around in this big area of a base and not see anyone. There might only be 2 or 3 enemies in there, and there's 2 or 3 of your guys in there. But that's a beta, so maybe once it comes out, and there might be 50 or so enemies in there, and there's 50 of you attacking, then it'll be all right. But we'll have to see. Let's see what happens with that. So I've been playing a little bit of that. I will be next week playing a bit more of that. And next week playing a bit more of Borderlands. I've got the other games to play as well. We're on the PlayStation Plus free games. That gun, the Tower of Guns or whatever it's called, PS4 game, and Never Alone. I've got those 2 to play, and then I've also got to play Borderlands. What's it called? The episodes. I've done episode. I've played the episode 1. I've got episode 2 to play. So I've got that to do. What's it called? Tales from the Borderlands or whatever it's called. Tales of the Borderlands game. Couldn't remember what it was for a second there. But I've got part 1 done. Part 2 came out the other week or whatever. But I just haven't got round to playing it yet. So I've got that to play as well. So yeah, so that's it, guys. That's what I've been playing. Let me know in the comments below what you've been playing, and if you've been playing any of those games that I've been playing, let me know what you think of them, and I'll see what happens from this video. What we'll do going forward. Might do this again. Just depends if it's something that you guys want to see. But I might wait until I've been doing a little bit more, and I might probably do it around times when new games come out, and do it then. What I've been playing. Oh, and just one more game I've been playing. Don't know if you can see that. It's coming up on my phone. There. I don't know if it's going to pick it up. It's not picking it up, is it? It's Hero's Charge, and this is on my phone. But I do play it on tablet as well. But as I always have my phone with me on the way to work and that, I've been playing it quite a bit on there. And you might have seen on my channel, or you might not have seen, because it's not got a lot of views anyway. The 4 or 5 videos that I've done on Hero's Charge, it was when I started out a couple of weeks ago. And I haven't done any videos since, because I've been quite busy with everything, and I kind of wanted to just get on with this game and get a bit further along, unlock a few more characters and that before I did another video. But I'll be doing one of them in the next few days as well. And basically, for those who don't know what Hero's Charge is, it's basically you kind of build a team of 5 people, and you go against another team, and there'll be like 3 waves in each level, and like the first wave might be a little bit easy, then the second one's like a medium, and then the last one's got like a boss and a few minions that he has with him. So that's what that kind of game is. There's loads of things to do in there. There's loads of like PvP to do. there's all sorts. But I've been playing a lot of that, and I've got myself up to level 51. Um, I'm nearly on level 52. I need another just over 200 experience, so I'll definitely get that tomorrow. And I've unlocked, I think, 26 characters now. Yeah, I've unlocked 26, and there's about 80 or so characters to unlock, all with their own unique powers and everything to level up and that. It's just a really addictive game. So yeah, so I've been playing that as well. So I'll be doing some videos on that definitely in the next few weeks. Next couple of days I'll be doing one showing off like the everything that I've unlocked and that. Um, and then going forward from there, I'll probably do probably at least one video a week, just showing my progress in that game as I'm getting towards the last couple of things that I need to unlock, like modes. There's every 5 or 10 levels or so you can unlock another kind of thing that you can do in the game, and only got a couple more things to unlock, and then it looks like I've pretty much unlocked everything in the game, like instance wise, like mission wise, and everything like that, and features wise. And then it just comes down to unlocking all the other characters and max leveling them and doing the PvP stuff, and then as they add new stuff, I guess doing that over time as well. So yeah, so that's it, guys. That's what I've been playing. Leave a comment below and let me know what you think. Bye, guys.